Hello, everybody. It's a friendly foe. So today, well, it's been a while since I've done that intro. Just the last video was my coming back video, but so yeah, no, that was kind of fun to do. But today we're bringing a grand old story time. Not necessarily a story time, but just kind of like but yeah, basically a story time. So this happened in either, I June or July, either June or July of 2021. And this is the story time about how I was caught in a tornado and work. Right, and now before you guys get your hopes up, no, it wasn't any major tornado. You're not going to see on the scale. It didn't even touch down. It was like it was rotating clouds and the sirens went off, but it was a tornado warned storm and I was at work and it was pretty chaotic. It was fun. It was fun, but chaotic at the same time, you know. So today we're just going to be telling the story about that. So yeah, like I said, it takes place in either June or July of 2021. Let me just like paint the picture for you. I'm heading to work after school, right? School got out at around like 3:30ish, and I head into work at 4 o'clock. Now, getting out of school, the clouds like no, there wasn't even school. This was summer. I'm sorry. I was trying to remember what I was doing for the day. It was, the reason why I thought it was school is because it was a short shift I was working. It was like a 4 to 8. It was only 4 hours, and I don't know why they scheduled me that, but I guess like I just instantly went to school. But no, there was no school. It was summer. But somehow that day I worked a short shift. It was only 4 hours, 4 to 8, you know? Sorry for the cars outside. And what's it called? I get into work at like 4 o'clock. I'm driving in and I like, sorry for the stutter there, but I love meteorology. Like, I don't know how else to word it. Y'all saw the tattoo in the last video of my tornado, right? My long-time end goal, the end goal of my life is a meteorologist. To get through school, get through college, and become a meteorologist. Like, that's just, it's my passion. Besides this fun little, but like pastime hobby as YouTube, I love meteorology. Like, I have a tattoo of it. I'm going to school for it, and like during the like tornado season from like April to August, dude, I'm an like, absolute fanatic. Like, I'm forecasting the weather. I'm looking outside. I'm taking pictures. Like, it's just an absolute like it's my favorite pastime. But having said that, I go into work and I just remember I was like, oh, because I use the Storm Prediction Center is the main thing I use. That's the first thing I learned to use. But you can see the outlook for the day. You can see like, oh, if you have storms around you, if there's any tornado like problems or predictabilities, if there's going to be hail, like what kind of how bad the storm's going to be. And they can sometimes predict it up to like 5 days in advance, and it's really cool. So I was using that and I saw that we were actually in a tornado outlook. It was like 2%. But those 2% are dangerous, dude. I'm not even shitting you. Every time we've ever been in a 2%, the sirens always go off. It's not like 2% that's low. Oh, I shouldn't worry. It's like it literally every single time there's a 2%, our sirens end up going off. So like, I knew it, and I'm going into work and I'm like, ah, shit. Like it's about to be a rough one, boys. Like, I just know something's gonna happen. And I walk into work, and the sky was literally clear, right? On the east side of the town, there's like clear blue skies. But you turned your head to the left, and oh my god, dude, you can like the clouds are forming. You can see it rolling in. You can just get it darker. The fluffiness of the thunderheads, dude. Like, yeah, no, it's coming. And I go to work at 4. Right, I stroll in there, and they have me do carry out. Carry out is the chores around the store I work at. The first thing you have to do is you go outside and you take care of the trash outside and around the store, and then you have to walk over to the gas pumps and get those trashes as well. And I was tasked with doing that. So I roll up there at 4. They tell me carry out. I'm like, already. I get the car and I'm ready to stroll outside. I stroll outside and I didn't realize how fast this fucking storm was moving. But dude, it was hauling ass. Because literally from me driving to work to going outside to take out the trashes, dude, that shit was above us. Like, it was like I looked up and I saw gray. And like you can see, like even on the east side of town, you can still see those blue skies. But dude, it was rolling in. And I was like, I knew it from that tornado outlook and how fast it was moving. I was like, boys, we're in for a ride. Like, we're in for like a roller coaster, right? We're ready to do those turns arounds, dude. So I was ready to rumble, and I'm looking up at the sky and I'm getting excited, and I feel that feeling in my stomach. I'm like, oh shit, here's the storm, And I was taking care of the gas pumps, and I walked back, and my manager, her name's gonna be, because she's gonna reoccur in these story times. I'm trying to give her a fake name. Janet, right? We're gonna call her Janet. Janet was standing outside and she was like kind of looking around, and it's funny. She's like 4'11", like she's the tiniest woman ever, right? And she's like standing there and she has her hands on her hips and she's like looking around, looking like a barbecue and dad, and she's like looking up at the sky. And she's like, and I stroll up to her because I was coming back from those gas pumps. I'm like, hey, Janet, like, what's going on? Like, what you out here for? Because normally the managers are never outside. They usually stick inside and they stick around their booth area and they, you know, do manager shit. They're not out here worrying about getting carts from the from the fucking cart pickup. You know, they're not worried about that, you know? So they usually stick inside. And she's outside and she has her hands on her hips like a father, middle-aged father barbecuing, looking up at the sky, like touching her lip, like, And I roll up to her and I'm like, hey, you know, like, what's going on? Because I'm excited. I'm ready for the storm team. I'm so fucking ready for the storm. I'm like, what's going on, Janet? And she's like, we got a tornado warning. And normally my phone never, not never, my phone usually goes off. Like, it never not goes off whenever there's kind of a warning like that, because I have it set up to go like that. And normally when there's a tornado warning, you get that emergency alert system, like the bang, bang, you know, like the 3 beeps, and then it's a long beep. And then you check it, and it's all in, like, big, bold print, and it's emergency alert system, and it's like, tornado warning in your area, you know? But I didn't get that. I was just like, oh, is there really? And she's like, yeah, I got it on my watch. And sure enough, she shows me her watch, and damn well, Janet got a tornado warning on her, like, watch, just sitting right there, and it's not on my phone. So, and we're not allowed to be on our phones at work, but I now, like, I have this itch. I have this itch to go onto the radar, to look at the weather, to look at the storm predictability, to see what it looks like, to see if there's any hook echo on the radar, see where it is, if we're in a tornado emergency or a tornado warning. You know, I just have that itch, and I can't fucking get rid of it. But I'm at work and I can't be on my phone, so I'm like telling Janet, I'm like, yeah, like, can I see that for a second, you know, because I just had that itch and I was ready to get my hands on any electronic device. And she was like, no, it's a tornado warning. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I asked her to, like, check it on my phone, and she was like, no, like, just do your work. Like, if the sirens go off, then we go into the bunker, not the bunker, but the meat refrigerator. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I finish carry out, I roll inside, I throw away the trash, yada yada yada, and then I'm like, hey, Janet, can I go use the restroom real quickly? And she's like, yeah, go ahead. I sat in that bathroom for a solid 15 minutes, texting my mom, like, hey, did you get a tornado warning? And sure enough, my mom got a fucking tornado warning on her phone, but mine didn't for some reason. You know, so I'm like, oh, damn, you know, so I'm checking all the radars, I'm checking the, you know, weathers, I'm checking the weather, the forecast, I'm looking at, you know, like, see if there's a tornado warning area, and on Google, when you look up, like, your zip code and then weather, normally it'll tell you your forecast, and if you scroll down a little bit, it'll tell you if you're in a warning or watch. And I type that in, I type in my zip code, I type in weather after it, and I scroll down, and damn well there's a fucking tornado warning. So I kind of get this pit in my stomach. Normally I'm never scared about these storms. I'm always so excited. I'm like out on the streets trying to take pictures of it. I'm trying to convince my mom to drive me around, you know? But I get this pit in my stomach for some reason. I'm like, damn, like, I'm at work right now. Like, how sturdy is this place, you know? Because, like, it was built years ago. So I'm like, am I gonna fucking die? So I text my mom. I'm like, yeah, there's a tornado warning. And my mom wants me to come home, like, right away. She was like, hell no, get your ass home. You have a car, drive here. I'm like, dude, I can't. And I'm like, mom, I can't leave work. Like, if you genuinely are, like, dead ass, like, no jokes playing, I want you home, then, you know, like, I'll go talk to them and you can call the store. But, like, otherwise, like, I need to stick around here. Like, I'll get fired if I leave for this, you know? And she was like, oh, okay. So then, you know, she's like, yeah, I understand that. And she was like, but if it gets bad, like, if it starts hitting and the sirens go off, like, I want you home. And I was like, okay. So I leave the bathroom, and I just kind of continue on doing about my shit. You know, the next thing I do is milks. I go to the back, and I go to the fridge, and I arrange the milks. I arrange the dates. I pull them off the shelf. I put on new ones in, you know, that kind of stuff. Next time I go to the eggs, where I do the exact same thing with the eggs. I, like, arrange them and date them and everything. And, you know, and, like, while I'm doing the eggs, you know, I'm down on my knees, I'm leaning to the back of the shelf, you know, I'm pulling all the eggs, and my phone got that fucking tornado warning. Like, 30 minutes later, dude, and I jumped so hard, and I checked my phone, and yeah, tornado warning for Blaine County in Colorado, take cover, you know, yada, yada, yada. And literally, as I got my notification, I was in the grocery store, and you heard it all across the store from everyone's phones. Everyone's phones went off. It was the most ominous shit I've ever heard. It was just dead silent, and all you hear is that tornado, like, the emergency alert, like, sound, dude. Oh my god, I damn near shit my pants. So, you know, I stop what I'm doing. I go to the eggs and I run up to Janet. I'm like, hey, Janet, like, we got a situation. Like, it's actually here. Like, everyone's had it. Here's the tornado warning. We're in a tornado warning. Like, what do we do? And she was like, oh, let me try to think of this dude's name. Josh. She was like, oh, Josh isn't, like wanting us to lock the doors or anything. And Josh is the bigger manager. He's, like, the owner of the store. He's not the owner, but he's above the he's the general manager, basically. He's the general manager of the store. And she was like, oh, Josh doesn't, like, want us to, like, close the doors yet. I'm like, what do you mean? And Janet was like, Josh says only to lock the doors when the sirens go off. And I was like, that's bullshit. Like, the tornado warning means it's here in its area. Like, we should take precautions now, but I didn't argue or anything. And she was like, hey, like, you're really invested in this. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I am. Like, it's my passion. Like, meteorology is the go-to. And she was like, okay, if you want, you can stand by the doors. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you can keep the doors open, you can turn them off, pull them open, and stand there for the doors, and, you know, and you can, you know, let me know if the sirens go off. And I was like, bet! Dude, I was so happy, dude. I was jumping up and down. I'm like, you're letting me stand in the doors and watch the storm come in? And she was like, yeah, so I can know when the sirens go off. And I was like, dude, Janet, I love you. You're my favorite manager. And I stood by those doors with my arms crossed, you know, staring at it like a middle-aged dad myself. And I got footage and everything. I have recordings, and I'll throw those in. You know, they're going to be muted because, you know, you can hear other people talking and my voice doesn't sound good. And I'm sitting there, I'm sitting like a nerd. You know that emoji with like the glasses on and everything, the freckles on the face? That was me. I'm like, oh, look at this wall cloud. And I'm like, oh, guys, the temperature dropped. Oh, it's coming. Oh, my God. You know?
Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. Are my windows rolled up?
Oh, dang, that's boring. It got worse. It was sprinkling earlier.
Yeah, it's rain wrapped. Did you see the photos Dakota sent? It's rain wrapped, meaning that once this rain is gone, the tornado's here. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame them.
I'd rather have people go home than come in.
So the temperature dropped, which is a very, very bad sign. A what?
Tornado?
And I'm like, the barometric pressure actually, you know, so it's cringe. But anyway, I'll throw those videos in. But, you know, I'm watching it roll in, and it's literally like a wall cloud. Like, you can literally see the wall cloud. I was like, damn, this shit's intense. But, you know, I'm standing there and literally just watching it roll in. That was the most eventful thing. I watched it roll in. And then, bam, that fucking shit hit. Dude, the rain was coming down in sheets so hard and so goddamn fast, dude. I was like, oh, like, this is a storm. And I was soaked. Literally, I was dripping with water because I'm standing in those front doors, dude, and the rain is coming in. The door, like I said, I turned the doors off so they can slide open and stay open. So the rain was just pouring in on me, dude. I was getting plastered. It's just getting darker and darker, dude. Oh shit, yeah, it's just getting faster and faster and darker. Yeah. It was like that rain was dripping off of me. It was rough. You know, but it just keeps getting harder and harder and faster, and it's coming down in sheets, and like people are running in, people are like asking me if they can stay inside. You know, like it's kind of chaos, you know, and it's rough. Like you can't see the trees across the street. It's raining so hard. Like it was blinding. And, you know, and I'm just waiting for the sirens. You know, I keep checking my phone. I'm seeing if it's a tornado emergency or a tornado warning. You know, I'm checking up on it. And the tornado warning got updated, and we continue to stay in it. Bro, it'd be damn near blowing me away. Is that it? Is that it? Fuck. Hey, yo, I think... Holy... Is that it?
Yeah. Do you see tornado? Which way should I run towards? I want to run into the tornado.
That way, sir? No, I don't know. I'm lying, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, the storm was right above us. I'm like, is this it? Is this the motherfucking storm? And then, like, I was so mad because literally, like, as I thought that, the rain started to slow. And I was so mad that shit was over, dude. Okay.
I just want to get out of brush. Oh my god.
No, I wish wish he did.
Go in the beaver.
Oh, I thought you were meaning. I was so mad. I was like, there's no way we just got rain and no sirens, you know? Like, what about the tornado predictability, the 2%? And it basically, like, stops. It just starts to turn to the drizzle, and you see the roll cloud pass us. You know, like, you see it pass, it's gone. You can see the sky again, the sun shining through, and the rain stops, and then literally a second wave. Just like that, literally, the sky, literally, I keep saying literally because it was so surreal. Oh, it's darkening again. I turned around and be like, oh guys, it's over, and I turned back and literally it was just completely gray again, and the rain started up but harder and faster this time. It was a damn second wave of the storm. Oh shoot, I just got blasted. And here? The rain was so, like, you couldn't see the trees now across the street. You can't see the store across the street. You can see that's that's exaggerating, but like literally in person is so much worse than these recordings, because it was like you couldn't see. The rain was so bad, and you hear it bouncing off everything. You feel like the roof is gonna cave in. You see these cars and they're getting dents in it from the rain. Not actually, but that's what it was seeming. You know, there wasn't any hail or anything, but it was like, it was just needles of rain, and it was so fast, and it was sheets of it, and you couldn't see. And I continued to get more and more wet. My jeans were just soaked. My jeans, I had to wash and dry them when I came home, like I do every night. But still, like my jeans were just soaked, and I was so miserable for the rest of my shift. But I'm standing by that door, and the sky's kind of turning like to a bluish color, and you know, I'm standing there, and these people are coming in, they're coming and going, you know, they're gone in, they're gone out, you know. And I'm standing, and I'm taking these videos of it, you know, and I'm telling people, and I'm just being more of a nerd about it. I'm like, guys, it's here. But I have these recordings of it, and they're gonna be on screen. But I just, you know, I was so invested, and it was so bad. I remember I was so scared to drive. I was so scared about my mom, because I was at work and my mom and sister were home, and I was like, but like I said in the first video, since my return, we live in a second-story building now, so if we were to get hit with an actual tornado, dude, we wouldn't survive. We'd have to go to the lower floor, and we don't have basements in this, so like we don't know what we do. But you know, and I'm like kind of concerned about me and my mom and my sister, and I'm at work, and I'm like, dude, it's really bad right now, like I hope they're okay. And then the third phase starts. The fucking sirens go off.
Oh yeah, there are.
It's happening, team! Is it still on?
I just turned it off. I don't want to touch it. You know what? Go ahead, go back.
And my body got covered in goosebumps, dude. I started screaming. I was like, it's here! It's here! Because I love tornadoes. Tornadoes are my favorite natural disaster, and meteorology is my passion. So I was so happy to hear those sirens off. I was so happy. Like, I was just ecstatic. I was like, oh my God, I'm in a tornado at work. You know, and then Janet comes over and she's like, is it really? And she leans outside and she's like, oh shit, the sirens are going off. And then Josh comes over and he was like, are we sure that's not like fire station sirens? Or like, what do you mean? He was like, is that not a police car? I think that's a police car. We're like, no, bitch, that's a tornado siren. So he was like, okay. And he was mad about it. He didn't want to close the store, because when the tornado sirens go off, we lock the doors and we get all the shoppers to leave their carts in the aisles, and we take them back to the meat cooler. And he didn't want to do that. He was mad about it. So, you know, but he finally was like, okay, like he had to cave in. Like, those are tornado sirens. You can't deny those, my man. So he was like, oh yeah, that's tornado sirens. Like, oh, it's like, okay, let's just do this, you know. And we ended up locking the doors, and I helped Janet lock all the doors. I went around and got all the customers, and we go into the meat cooler. And I have a photo of that as well, of me, like my favorite coworkers at the time in the meat cooler. And it's so funny because that one guy, he looked so scared. And I was like, it's okay, my guy. But anyway. Well, I might have to blur it out, because I might blur out the faces, actually, now that I think about it, because I don't have their consent. But anyway, you know, and we're in the meat cooler, sorry. And we're in the meat cooler, And I was so upset because I'm looking around and I'm grinning ear to ear. I'm like, dude, we're in a tornado. Like, the sirens are going off right now. And I turn around, and right behind me is my fucking middle school teacher. I shit you not. Shit you not. My middle school teacher that I hated. My arch nemesis. She made me hate myself to a degree that you guys shouldn't even know. I hated this. Like, I hated her. I worse put all the McDonald's employees that I hated into one person, then like multiply that by a million. This middle school teacher, dude, yeah, no, she, I hope, I hope something horrible but not deadly happens. No, I don't know. I don't want to wish that. Dude, I hated her. And I'm locked in this goddamn excuse of a meat cooler with her. And we make eye contact and we instantly look away. She hated me just as much as I hated her. But dude, that was the most awkward encounter. I went silent for the rest of the time. My friends were talking. I'm like, yeah, that's so cool. Dude, I got struck with that same fear and anxiety I had in middle school when I had her as a teacher. And it was the most horrendous thing ever. This moment of bliss and tornado and meteorology, and I'm loving it, turned into the fact that I'm stuck in the same room as my middle school teacher. Oh my god. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was the most anxiety I've ever felt, the most uncomfortableness I've ever felt. But being with my friends and coworkers definitely made it better. I finally just kind of learned to be like, oh, fuck it. I'll talk when I want to talk, you know? And I started talking to them, and I'm like, she's in my domain now. Like, when I was in school and had her as a teacher, yeah, she was my boss. But now you're shopping in my domain. You're in the place I work at. You know, I have full control over you right now. So I eventually learned to, like, you know, just ignore it and have fun in the meat cooler with my friends during the tornado. And after about 10 minutes, you know, Josh came back and he was like, the sirens are off. And then everyone just went about their merry way. Everyone got their groceries, they checked out, they left. And it rained for a solid 5 hours after that. After the sirens stopped going off, it rained for, like, until the rest of the night, dude. And I felt bad because the eggs were still good. You know, they were only out for about maybe an hour and a half. But, yeah, no, I just go back to the egg section, and I'm like, ah, shit, I still have a job to do. But no, that's the time when I was basically in a tornado at work. The fear of being not knowing if my mom and sister are okay, the anxiety of being in one, and the anxiety of being stuck in a fucking room as your middle school teacher. Ooh. But also the funness of having your boss lose his mind over locking the store, and also getting paid to sit into a meat cooler with a bunch of random customers talking to your friend coworkers, dude. Yeah, no. It was a fun time. I would do it all again. But that's the story, team. It was a wild one. And I have, like I said, I've had videos and photos of it, so those will be on screen. I'll put them throughout the video. But yeah, no, I hope everyone has a good one. And yeah, so this is it. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. You know the ordeal. You know the routine. Later.